What's going on, guys? Welcome to TK's Garage 405. Today I'm going to be changing the exhaust manifolds in my 2015 Silverado, just the gaskets in it. So gonna see if we can get all the plugs pulled off and check the wires. Must have melted the number 8 wire again, maybe others here, because it was running really bad last night. So gonna pull it apart and see if we can figure that out today. It's a nice day, it's not sunny, it's overcast, so it'd be a perfect day to do it. So let's get to it. Okay, this truck is so high, it's hard to reach into there. So they make like a creeper. I wish I had one, but you can basically just lay on your belly here. That would be the ideal situation, but probably when we get a shop, we'll look into something like that. So probably the hardest part is to pull the spark plug wires off, I always find. The last time I actually managed to get them off by hand, which see if I can get any of them off by hand. If not, when I had it at Meineke, they already pulled them off with pliers, so they're all like bent up already. And that's just the covers of them. Let's see if I can get number 8 off first, since that one's the ones that's the worst. You guys can see how hard it is back there to reach in there. Try this again. It's not very comfortable laying on your stomach back here. That's what you gotta do. It's like almost enough room in here that if you had like a piece of plywood or something, you could almost lay on the engine. All right, that's number 8. Yeah, might as well just pull them all out while I'm here. You can see number 8. I don't know if you can see it on the camera there, but number 8, the electrode part is still on the plug, so that was definitely the misfire, and that was the one that was showing the misfire. Not a lot of space to work with here. This one doesn't seem as bad. Yeah, under there. So you pretty much got to get on your belly down in here to do it. The 2 back ones anyways. Might be able to get this one without going right in there. It looks like I'm gonna have to take off the oil dipstick, just the bolt that holds it on there. And then I think I could probably squeeze it by, so I pulled all the plug wires off the coils first. Try that. Try to keep them in order here, I suppose, so I know which ones are what. But even like looking at this, you can see that thing is cooked. Actually, oh, so that's number 8, sorry. But even the other one beside it, you can see it's burnt to a crisp here, so not good. That probably means they're all melted. I do have new plug wires though, so we'll have to probably change at least this whole side. Ow! Ow, 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 ow. Oh, that was a hand smasher. Ouch. Yeah, gonna have to see if I can get some new boots here. That's why I don't like pulling them off like this. They were already squeezed down, you can see. Kind of got me there. Oof, I should have put gloves on. Now this is so beat up, it's gonna be hard to get off there. Okay, you'd think I would have learned better by now. I don't have a mic or my AirPods on today because I'm sweating and they're falling off, and my mic isn't working for some reason, so it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm sure you guys can hear me just fine. Try to get it a little closer here if I can, but so like, kind of show you here. The stand isn't tall enough apparently, so you can see when Meineke pulled them off, they had bent them up so bad already. So I'm trying to kind of grip and just pull them out. Sometimes you can get them out. Well, I mean, you can get them all out by hand because I pulled the factory ones off by hand. It's just a big fight to do that. So not the best, but should learn my lesson on the not having gloves on too. Smashed my hand up pretty good there. But anyways, but you can see now, if you look at that one, see that's the number 8 one again. So there we go again. So I'm gonna try to pull the last one off this side, and hopefully that one just pulls off. I think I pulled this one off the other day. Maybe it'll just come off for once instead. I really don't like putting pliers on them. This is the only one on this side that's not bent too, so preference always to not. Like GM puts those little things on them with the springs, and I'm assuming that's to help get them off. I've never had spark plug wires be so tight like that. I don't understand why they're so tight. Like, and if you grip them with that, that stuff is just tin, so they're gonna bend for sure. And if you pull on the wire, it's probably gonna break the wire. So I don't know. It's like the only downfall. You only have to change these things like once every bazillion years, but when you do, sure doesn't make it very much fun to get them off, especially when it's like such tight quarters here. I'm really hoping once I get all these bolts loosened off, or if I can even, that I can actually get a gasket in without having to mess around too much, because I don't see any real problems with that, but you know how that goes sometimes. I really don't want to mess around here too much. Sucks. That sucks. Sometimes if you just grip them a little bit from the side and then you press against the, if you kind of press against the manifold. I have like slip pliers here. Of course, they're probably like dollar store specials or something here. If you can kind of get them on just enough that they barely grip, and then kind of wedge the pliers against the manifold, then you can usually, there we go. There. But again, you can see, and look how hot they're getting. Like, you can see they're all bent up from them pulling it off too at the back side there. But so I don't know, I think I might just put new wires in. Yeah, look at that. So getting hot. I don't know if that was hot enough to burn them. I don't know what the other side is like. Probably not. I don't know. I won't really know until I fix this side. I don't see any exhaust leaking on the actual, like, I'll show you what I mean here. So if you look at this side, you can actually see the exhaust where it's coming out and burning the number 8 wire there. And obviously it's leaking up here too, or these wires wouldn't be burning either, and you can kind of see it's black down there. So another thing I'm concerned about is that when these things got glowing red hot, that they're warped now. Usually cast iron is pretty durable, but sometimes not so much. Okay, so I know when I'm watching these YouTube videos, I try to watch the ones where people tell you the sizes and things like that. It helps you work through things easier. So so far anyways, the bolt that holds on the dipstick for this is an 18 millimeter. So try to get this one off here. Sorry, this is kind of a boring video, but unfortunately I have to do it. I don't know why it couldn't have been the other side, because the other side is like so easy to get at, and of course I'm right-handed, so it would be naturally easier to work on that side, but sometimes it is what it is. Also, I hate working with gloves on, so that's a whole nother thing. But I am now hurt, so wear it for a little bit at least. I'm not dripping blood all over my truck. I have a whole bunch of ratchet wrenches, which is nice, but they don't fit in here. I'm gonna try the ratchet wrenches on the I'll try the ratchet wrenches on the actual manifolds though. Some of them they have lots of room, and some of them have not much room, so. Oh, well, I guess figured out why I grabbed the wrong bolt here. I grabbed the exhaust manifold bolt just now, and it turns out by fingers. So just going on a limb here and saying maybe that might be the problem. I suppose I should check the other side. Maybe I don't know. That's not ideal situation there, guys. There you go. So that is the oil dipstick holder. I think I can get by without that. I probably be fighting with that thing the whole way, but if I pull it all, I'll probably never get it back in. So let's see what size the other one is here. I'm gonna try doing it with a smaller. Can I stop wearing my gloves now? I got a pretty good doozy there. Anyways, of course I touch it with something like this to try to stop it, and it's like chemicals in there burn my hands. All right, let's see here. Ratchet wrenches, what does it look like here? Maybe a 12? Don't hold me to that yet. See, the ratchet wrenches are good, but they, being stubbier, they're a little bit harder to fit. It looks like it might be a 13. Maybe. Oh, they do fit in there. Okay, so that's sweet. So 13 millimeter. Take these out, I guess, and I should probably leave the end ones in since they're the easiest to get at. Work on inside and the back ones. I'll probably do the back one first so it doesn't, I don't have to like try to fight with it falling while I'm doing that. It's probably gonna be hard to get back lined up again. So I have some gaskets that I bought for my LY6 engine here, but I haven't obviously got that far into that project yet. I wish I had, but life gets in the way, you know. So we'll see if these fit. They're Felpro number MS, so that's like 92467 is the part number on them. I got them from Amazon. They're super cheap, so they've got the little tang, so you can basically drop them on top, and you don't have to actually have, you know, you don't have to like hold them. You can just put 2 bolts in at the ends, and then it'll kind of start holding them, and then you snug the other ones in, and should be good. But I did notice this morning that if you look at them closely, the tabs are bent at the ends, so all that is to hold it on, but still got beat up a little bit in shipping, I guess. But I didn't even notice that when they got here, actually, to be honest. I thought I would have been long to that part of that project already, but such is life. Yeah, they're all loose. I'm gonna check the other side after I'm done this just to make sure. Oh, this is uncomfortable. Like and subscribe. Help me get a shop quicker, please. I'm getting tired of working outside or in a shop where I don't have enough space, or garage, I should say. I guess I should be blessed to have a garage, but the problem with it is this morning was a perfect example, as my son was running a go-kart outside, and the central air was running because well, he's got the garage door open, and half of the garage isn't insulated in the roof and all that stuff. So naturally, as soon as he opens the door, and then it starts throwing more heat inside the garage, and then the AC kicks on more. And so as he's running it, not his fault, but he's running the go-kart, and it's like pulling all the smoke from the go-kart exhaust into the house, because it's drawing. The house is fairly sealed now. It's got all new windows and doors and everything. So it's naturally pulling air from the easiest place, which is the garage, because we have an air conditioner going into the garage still that we never pulled out yet. And so it's pulling all the air in from there and stinking up the house. So anybody that's ever had an attached garage and trying to work in it as like an actual shop, you guys know what I'm talking about already. It's super annoying. You want to just be able to work, but you can't. So I went out there and threw we've got a couple of those huge barn fans. I threw one in there just to exhaust it out. And to be honest, if I was him, she probably just didn't think about this, but just throw it on anyways, and then you have a little bit of air blowing on you to help keep you cooler. So it looks like they're all the same length, hopefully. So I have to remember which ones they are. Hopefully, like I said, once I put a new exhaust gasket in there, I guess the next problem is going to be that like I won't be able to scrape it, and it looks like they put orange RTV on the gaskets. I almost wonder if they just reused the same old gasket and then put RTV on it. It's like the factory GM gaskets lasted for 400 and some thousand miles. Like it was at 425,000 miles or something like that when I took it in there. Why wouldn't you just put the new gaskets back in? You don't need to put RTV on them. Lots of people do that in like race cars and stuff if they're just trying to save money and not have to buy gaskets every weekend when they're pulling their exhaust off or whatever, but professional shop shouldn't be doing that. Needle bolts are tight. I'm gonna have to pull the spark plugs on all these too, because now it's been misfiring the whole way home last night, and I drove it like it was misfiring from like a 10-hour trip. So hopefully I didn't burn out my new spark plugs yet, because that would be annoying. Whew. Middle ones are tight. I'm wondering if it's kind of resting on it. That's why. Should have left the end ones in. Apparently, because this one's tight to get out. Yeah, it is. I can feel it pulling on there. So I'm just worried about, like, if I'm gonna have to scrape them, I'm not gonna have much room here, because I don't think these will pull very far away from the block when I do this. Be a mechanic, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Last year we were at a thing where they're trying to recruit young guys like my son to do mechanics or whatever, and a couple of the guys there were from like GM or whatever, and they had a really nice shop with AC and whatever, and some of the old guys were like, "Oh, you guys are just wussies. You guys don't want to like be tough and just work out in the heat or whatever, and this and that." And I mean, if I was like a younger guy, that would take less money to be able to work in an air-conditioned shop all day, that's for sure. 100%. Maybe in Canada where it's not 110 degrees, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but in the US, when it starts getting like 110, 120, 130, it's definitely too hot to be working outside. Okay, it should be the last bolt here unless I missed any. Oh, I was wondering, I was like, I feel like I'm standing awkward. I was like, I have a place to put my feet. That Ford truck that I had that big grill at the front. It was nice because even though it was kind of tight to stand there, you could actually stand on it. I think that's why they designed it. It was like a wraparound push bumper that was like custom push bumper or whatever, and they made it so you can stand up there, which is good because if you're having to work on it, it sure makes it a lot easier. Okay, that is it. So now what? Let's take a look at this. Okay, so you can see what I'm talking about. You can see they had put RTV in there. I'm not making this up, but now how am I going to clean that? Or I don't know if that gasket will actually pull out of there. Give that a try. So I suspect Meineke reused the same gaskets because you can see, like I said, the aftermarket ones have the tangs to hang it and these don't. So that means to try to save money, they just put orange RTV on there to try to save money so they don't have to, I guess, or whatever their thinking was there. But like, I was paying for it anyways, I don't get it. But anyways, that's the gasket, and you can see blown out there. This was, I mean, there's nothing left of the gasket anyways. It should look like that everywhere, not that. So I suspect the other ones are not in too much better shape, but try to get this one in there. But it actually pulled out pretty good, but you can see there's nothing left of it. So I'm gonna take a better look at it here, and we'll see if I can get the new one in. Try to show you guys a better look here. So you can kind of see it's like embedded into the head there a little bit, but I think that's just residue. It kind of looks the same, but if you can kind of see in there, let me see if I can get you in there. The chambers and everything, you can tell was misfiring on these ones, but we'll see here. I'll see if I can get something in there flat just to try to scrape it a little bit before I put the new one on. But you can see this is pretty abrasive. I'm hoping it didn't actually scar the head up a little bit, because that would suck. All right, I made the executive decision here. I'm gonna try to put these on, and you can see they're labeled here. It says down, so this way, and then the tangs hang, and it even says manifold side on them, so they're pretty hard to mess up. There is a little bit of like maybe a tiny bit of roughness in the head there, but I don't know how I could really deal with that now. So it doesn't look too bad, but I think that the old gasket, when it just burnt up there, it just kind of dug into it. I suspect that was already bad and they reused those gaskets. That's what it looks like, because I'm pretty sure those are the factory gaskets here. So get a couple bolts, I guess, and make sure these are all the same length. I'll take 2 bolts and try to get them in. So what you should be able to do is you should be able to, with the way these tangs are designed here, you should be able to put the front and rear end, hang this in, and then, so actually, if it wasn't for the other one being like the factory style with the holes in the ends, I probably didn't have to pull the bolts right out, but because of that, I had to. So the hardest part now is probably going to be to try to actually get it back into place here. So here we go again, get on the old belly. My neighbor just stopped by and said it's supposed to rain right away, so I did not check the weather for that today. Hopefully it doesn't start raining, because I don't want to be out here in the rain working on this. You can see how bad that's burnt. Whew. Got bug spray in my eyes. If you don't put bug spray on here, the chiggers just destroy you. And then there's like, they leave like welts on you, and it'll be like 3 or 4 weeks later, you're still like blistering. It's weird. It almost looks like you have like pimples or something, but it's not. Okay. So much fun. Mechanic life is great. So much fun. Nothing to not hate. Oh. Oh boy, that's gonna be. Well, the worst part is I can't see that back bolt to see if I'm even close or not. Oh man, so comfortable, guys. No.
Not much I can really show you here, but dude, this hurts everything in my body right now. I am not a contortionist, FYI. It's like I can't even feel the threads. You're probably thinking, why am I doing this instead of just getting the engine swapped? Well, I kind of said in the other videos there, I literally can't find anybody to engine swap this thing. It's either like some sketchy looking shops being like, hey, I'll engine swap it for you. I'll probably end up with a freaking 4.8 when it's done or something stupid. Or never get my, oh, there we go. Or never end up getting it back or something like that. And then the ones that are reputable, or at least reputable according to the internet, are backed up for weeks. So I don't know. There's supposed to be a guy getting back to me here from Bentonville, Arkansas. Almost need somebody to lift up on the exhaust underneath. Drop my light now. Well, that is obnoxious. See what I'm saying? I'm right-handed, and I need my right hand, but I can't lift with it because oh, I think I got it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, got it started. I'm gonna grab my light. I can actually get this thing in here now. Oh. Whew. Pro tip, when you're doing this, don't hold your breath. Oh man. So, try to slip this in here. This is like not very good places for cameras to be. Should be able to just drop this in, set it on top of the bolts, and all will be well with the world. Once I do that, okay, so I got that sitting in there. Once I do that, I should be able to start putting other bolts in. Once I start getting them all a little bit started, then I'll just do one at a time, because if I grab two, I'll almost certainly probably drop one. So these new manifolds, they're from O'Reilly's. I think they, well, they do, I know they do, but they come, if you guys saw this, they come pre-split. So what, like, the problem with a lot of the factory manifolds is they expand so bad and there's no place for them to expand. So now these new, like, aftermarket ones, they put expansion joints in them, which is supposed to help them not leak, which probably would work if it wasn't getting to 800 degrees, or probably more than that. I don't know, whatever it takes to make a manifold glow red hot. What? Oh, I didn't realize that. It looks like the one bolt that holds the... No. What? I don't know. I'm gonna go to the other ones. Almost seems like the bolt that was for the dipstick was holding the manifold, because the one hole is way bigger. I threaded it out on all of them, so let me see. I'll put the other ones in first and see what I got left here, because that doesn't seem to be adding up for me. Holy cow, it is extremely tight in here. All right, the back one in there. So wait, what am I missing here? 1, 2. Huh. That's weird. Must be doing something wrong here. Let me grab another bolt. I tried to put the one bolt in the one manifold hole, and it was like the hole was, there we go. I guess it was just that much deeper. Huh. So this isn't like an ideal situation here, because I'll show you here. Oh man, it is uncomfortable. Okay, I'll try to show you here. You can kind of see the manifolds in there. You can see how I dropped the manifold gasket in there. So I just did the 2 end bolts first, and then from there I started working my way to the middle ones. There's just holes on those. They don't have the tang, so you have to kind of jiggle the thing around there. But yeah, I'll start snugging those down. Once I'm done that, I'll put the oil dipstick back on, then put the new plug wires on, and hopefully that's good, I suppose. We'll give her a try here. Okay guys, so again, I don't have a super tall tripod here. This is as tall as it'll go, and this truck's pretty high, but it's a 13mm wrench here. And then I'm just gonna start working my way from the middle bolts, snugging them in. And like I said, it's not ideal here because it's hooked up to the exhaust still, so it makes it harder to for it to go straight. Oh.
Okay, well I figured out, I'm pretty sure why it was leaking. So these are aluminum heads, and like I was mentioning earlier, as you're tightening them down, you got to make sure that these manifolds are like as square as you can, because if it's trying to go cockeyed, it's going to put lots of pressure on trying to tighten it in there. And I suspect that's what's happened. And so when they tighten them up there, they stripped 2 of the bolts. There's not even, I can't even get them to really snug up in there. That's why when I said I thought I had the wrong bolt there, because it was already hogged out. That's why when I said earlier too, when I was trying to reach down there and I thought I had grabbed the bolt for the well dipstick, I had actually grabbed the other one and it was loose. Well, that's why it was loose. So I don't know what I'm gonna do here about that situation now. This isn't a very easy place to work, and I don't know, like, didn't want to hear that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on this for a second.
Okay, so I didn't record the rest of it. It wasn't much to see there, but I'm not quite totally finished, but almost. So I'll kind of give you a rundown of what happened here.
Okay, so you guys could see it's pouring rain outside there. I was trying to beat the rain, so I came in. I have a whole bunch of bolts and stuff in the garage. I just happen to have, it looks like they're like fine thread or something. So I had one that was just a little bit longer. So I ended up putting those in there, trying to snug it down, and you can just feel all of them. They all feel like they're like just borderline. There's probably like 3 out of them that are actually tightening all the way down comfortably, where I feel like they feel like they're snugging down. The rest of them feel like they're almost pulling the threads. So I don't know if it's gonna last or not. They must have just torqued the crap out of them or something last time and stripped them out. So they obviously got them in tight enough, because like tight enough that they were able to be like snugged in and not fall out, but not tight enough that they actually tighten up the manifold. So I didn't check the other side yet because it's raining. I need to put the dipstick tube bolt back in and 2 spark plug wires, and then it's good to go. So nothing too serious there, but yeah, so I don't feel really great about how they went in there. And the only way to probably fix that is with a Healy coil, but with a Healy coil, then you'll have to take the manifolds back off. So, and I don't know, that would be a nightmare to kind of work in there to try to get a Healy coil. So you have to take the manifold back off and try to work in it on that weird angle. I'm sure it can be done, but probably won't. I don't know. It felt like with the little longer bolt, there was just enough thread there to kind of get it to bite. The one felt like it grabbed really good. The other one was like, I think they cross-threaded it in because it felt like it was going in on an angle. Like even when I was pulling it out, I was like, why does it seem like it's going in on an angle like that? So not sure exactly what's going on there, but hopefully I just wait the rain out quickly here and see what's happening. But if not, all I got to do is put those 2 spark plug wires back on, and hopefully I'll double check the other side once there too and make sure those bolts are good, and then hopefully good for a little bit here again. Supposed to hear back from the engine guy here this week, so we'll see if he can actually do something about it.
As you can see here, we have no eaves on our house yet. And this is how it gets. When it rains here, this is what I was trying to explain to people. When it rains, it comes down hard and fast. I mean, this is our entryway to our house, our main entryway. It's pretty crazy. Like, this has only been raining for maybe less than 5 minutes probably. Kind of gives you an idea. And it'll just sometimes come down like that and just go crazy for like 5 minutes and then it'll stop. Sometimes it rains more, but pretty rarely. Usually it just kind of passes through and then back to normal life there. Okay guys, so I kind of snuck out here. The rain died down a little bit. I put the new spark plug wires on. I went through my scanner here. If you can read it here. There was a whole bunch of random misfires or whatever. There's no sense in clearing it because the wires were so bad. You can see, like I said, that's how bad the wires were. It was really just 2 of them, so the one I think was still probably working, but so I changed those ones that were bad, and then this is going to be the ones for, because the cats are cut. See, I don't know, I keep getting this P0324 code again, and I don't know if that's just because it's reading knock up there. I'm gonna go outside and check right now, but see if it sounds like it's leaking or not. I'm not really super happy with how the exhaust tightened up there, but it's got to be better than it was. Definitely not leaking like it was there, so. Okay guys, so it seems like it's running way better now. I mean, at least right now anyway, so it's hard to tell till you get it on the highway, but I don't hear the exhaust leaking anymore, so I'm assuming that was the bulk of it. I checked the other side just quickly, grabbed a couple of the bolts there in the middle and a couple on the outsides. Seemed like those were tight and I don't see any exhaust coming out of those, so I don't hear any ticking when I start. That's crazy that one got so bad like that, but I wasn't super happy with how it tightened up there, but like I said, I just put a little longer bolt in there and I snugged it down and I put a lock washer on it so that it would kind of help keep it tight, but the one wasn't very good there, so I guess we'll have to just see how it is once I drive it, but it's the best that I can do for now. So hopefully the engine gets changed soon and I won't have to worry about it. So thanks for watching again, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, share me around on social media, TK's Garage 405 on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.